forward. Okay. All right. First thing, just some announcements to go through and talk about. I know like with this May 2nd group, we kind of did or are doing like a bridal theme or just like more of a boot camp type thing. And first off, like the energy in that group is really high right now. Like I don't know if you guys look at like the daily posts at all, but I get like the notifications when people comment on it, and there's been like 7 to 10 people that have listed their goals and read the article today and talks about the things that they're going to change. So I think that's the highest number of people like actually involved with those opening groups or opening stuff that we've had in a long time. But I don't know. I was thinking if there was a way we could do, and if we could do like more of the mini challenges throughout the day, you know, like every once in a while we throw in a water challenge, or like if we do hold a plank for a minute challenge, and then we just kind of take turns, like, and I can go through and just kind of assign, like, you just take a day and you come up with whatever challenge you want. And then as a way for like all the challengers to see it, because if, you know, like if Megan posts it, nobody gets a notification about it. But they might get a notification that she posted, but like if I post, I know that it pops up like your coach did a post. So one thing I thought of is if like Megan does a post and it says like water challenge, then we go through and like tag all of your challengers in there. You just do the @ and then their name. So that way they see it. I know that's going to put like a little bit more emphasis or a little bit more work into the challenge group, but I think if we try to continue that momentum that's going in there and just try to include something, you know, it wouldn't be like you had to come up with a challenge every day. You know, there's how many of us that are in there, and it seriously could be as simple as like do a 1-minute plank, or chug 10 ounces of water, or go do a wall sit for 30 seconds or whatever, just something like that, just to try and get a little bit more engagement. I mean, I'm noticing that like our first week or two, they're really good, and then it slowly starts to dive off. So I was just kind of trying to think of something like that. Do you guys have any thoughts or comments or?
I think when like some people, I know Erin does it a lot, like does like the random water challenge. That's good for like the for everybody, because then some of them that actually don't post during the day end up posting their selfie like with their water, or post their water or something. So I don't know, like just little challenges like that. I think those kind of help the group a lot, because you do get a notification, like, you know, if someone tags you in it or something. So I mean, like tagging our challengers would be good too. I know it would take a little bit longer, but.
And I don't know, I wonder if we could, like, I don't want to make it so structured, but if we set like a time, like, okay, if you're the person that's posting, like, do it between 12 and 1 o'clock, because then like we know to look for it between 12 and 1, and then we can go tag our challengers. Because sometimes like I'll check into the group in the morning and then I don't check in until 7 at night. And if, you know, Abby posts a 1-minute plank challenge and it's like 8 at night when I'm checking my groups, then I'm like, oh crap, like they have an hour to do it. So I don't know if we like set that trying to do it between noon and 1. You think that would be? So
yeah, and maybe like doing a workout one like in the morning, so then that way like when you wake up or something, you know, then because sometimes when I wake up, like if I work out in the morning, I see your post and then I go and I work out. So if I see like your ab challenge or something, then I'll do that after I work out. But before, like I was looking at it at, I don't know, 6 o'clock, and I was like, well, I'm already in my pajamas, you know. Right. So I don't know if there's a good time to.
That's true. Should we like, or then try to do it like before 7? And then like,
I mean, if we do like a water challenge or something, those would be really nice to do at noon, because that's when I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to drink my water. Right. But if we do maybe more of like a plank or might just work out.
That's true. That's very true. Okay. Well, let's do that. Like, and I agree too, that, having it before 7, because there's maybe a few that work out in the morning, but I think most of them are like mid-morning and then afternoon and night. So yeah, that sounds good. I like that. I like that idea. Anybody else have any thoughts or? Okay, I'll make like a document in the group, and then you can just sign up for a day that you want to post. And I mean, I just thought trying to just get more engagement and just trying to do some fun stuff, or, do a plank in the weirdest place you can, or do a wall sit in your shower or something like that, just something weird, and to get them engaged and stuff.
Except for they have to have good insurance.
What?
If I'm doing a wall sit in the shower, I probably should have good insurance.
Do you think that they should do that? You should do that like during the preseason week too?
I was thinking about it since we talked about it tonight. I thought maybe because they have been really engaged so far.
Right.
So I'll do one tomorrow morning, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So I'll post mine. I'll do it like, I'll shoot for 6:30 because I know the daily post goes out at 6. So I'll post something at 6:30, and then you guys can go through and just tag your challengers. That way we know everybody sees it. And, I know it'll take a little bit of time, but just kind of have your list of who you need to tag, and then go from there. And then you can comment on it too when you're done and stuff. So awesome.
So is this free group being done through Facebook or through the app? I'm confused a little.
Okay, no.
Is that what we're talking about or no?
Not yet, no.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. That's why I was so confused.
No, it's okay.
Never mind.
We're talking about the challenge group that just started yesterday. Are you in the group, the bridal boot camp one?
No.
No, okay. So just plug your ears. No.
Okay, sounds good.
No. But yeah, so the other thing I want to talk about with the challenge groups too is just to make sure that you're just continually providing value. I know Melanie Mitro is really, if you watched her call it all Monday night, I think a few of you were on it, and she did upload the recording, so I'll post that in the group too. But just how those challenge groups come down to like our bread and butter of getting coaches and moving forward and getting them results and helping them that way. So just continue to provide value and add things in there as well. Okay, now to the free group. So I know a friend of mine, Lisa, she did a water free group last month, and I asked her for like her template and stuff, and she just said that every day their goal was to get 96 ounces of water. And her coaches they threw in like water tips, they threw in just random, like, okay, now everybody sit and chug 10 ounces, like that kind of stuff. They just did that throughout the day. So there's just a lot of interaction and a lot of traction. And then when I was listening to Melanie's call, she was talking about doing an ab one. And I was like, okay, those both sound great. Like, why don't we combine them? And with Melanie's group, she did she made a meal plan for all of the people in the group, and she threw it out there Saturday so they could follow the meal plan all week. And I was listening to that. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't have time to do that. Like, so many people have different opinions. So I just thought if we maybe just randomly would throw in healthy recipes, like, what is your favorite salad, or, like if you have a healthy pasta dish or whatever, those kind of things. So make it like a challenge group, but it's that free group, and so like we could do one different ab workout a day. So maybe one could be like different plank challenge, or just random things, like just go to Pinterest and find something, make a video. And then I think every day just shooting for that 96 ounces of water and just provide some tips and stuff on that, and just kind of go from there. But I'm open to suggestions. This is totally just like randomly thrown together, an idea that kind of came to me, or not came to me, but was suggested and stuff. So it's a good timing because it will roll right into the May 16th group. And I know Megan had said something about wishing that we could do like a sneak peek into a challenge group, because so many people are like, what's a challenge group? I don't get it. What do you have to do? And this, I think we can make it like a challenge group, post when you're done with your abs, post when you're done with your water, throwing in recipes and that kind of thing. So any thoughts, questions, suggestions?
Can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know who's talking.
Oh, this is Shannon.
Hi. Oh my gosh, it's nice to see. I don't know. Are you on the phone? I can't see your face.
Yes, I'm on my phone.
Okay.
I downloaded the app because I was trying to download it on my computer, and it's still downloading. I think that's a great idea, because I think water is very doable for anybody, and abs is pretty doable too. So I like that idea.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. And, with they doing like just water, I think, I don't know. To me, like when she said she was doing that, I'm like, that's weird. Like you're doing just water. But she tried to get me in the group so I could see like what they all did and stuff. But I agree. I think combining the two will just kind of, because everybody likes abs. I mean, everybody wants abs. So you can't get
Right.
5 days, but so.
And then the recipe thing is a good idea too, because I was on Pinterest this afternoon after school deciding what I was going to fix for supper because I didn't meal plan or prep Sunday. So right now, this first week of the 21-day fix, I'm going day by day, and it's getting a little difficult.
Yeah. No, that's good. And if we, some people, like I can share some of like what my weeks look like how I try to plan out my weeks and stuff. And I know some people, just go by the seat of their pants and decide, or I make like a chart or whatever. So, okay, awesome. Let's plan on that then. I'm going to probably post about it tomorrow night. Do like an invite to it. I don't necessarily send out invites myself for the free group. I just kind of throw it out there, and if people comment on it, they do. And then I always have them sign up for a free account. Now, do they always sign up for a free account when I give them the link? No, not always, but I still try to get it out there, just so that way they're you can show that they're really interested, and then, hopefully you can get some people that are interested in joining on the 16th for the group. So I will throw up a link and stuff in that as well too. And so if you guys have any suggestions or questions or anything with that, definitely throw those in the group as well. The last announcement I wanted to make, and just kind of tell you a little story with the Importance of Success Club. All right. So some of you that are newer coaches, we haven't quite covered this yet in coach training, but Success Club, you'll hear it over and over. You listen to calls from me, from other people on our team, the top coaches, that Success Club is the bread and butter of your business. Like it is the way that you build your stability, you bring in challengers, and you just push to meet those goals. And Success Club 5, if you're hitting that, you're helping 3 people. You're probably at that like hobby coach range. But moving to Success Club 10 is that surefire way that you're moving your business forward and you're being successful. And one of the big reasons that Abby and I kind of found out the last week or so was how important Success Club 10 is because of the leads that you get. And leads are those people through Beachbody that are watching the infomercials and they sign up randomly and they get assigned to you, or they log on and they buy Shakeology. And if you have Success Club 5, you get leads that sign up for a free account. So they just sign on to just try out the on-demand for 30 days or whatever. So you randomly get assigned them. But if you get to Success Club 10, you get those paid leads. So those are the people that are buying Shakeology. They're buying programs. They're spending money. And that's bringing your customer volume up. Abby, I think it was 2 months ago, you had Success Club 10, and she had some people buy Shakeology. So she had the 180 PV from two bags of Shakeology. And then the next month she hit Success Club 6. So she didn't have paid leads coming in. She just had that Success Club 5. Well, then all of a sudden those people that bought those 2 bags of Shakeology, they returned them. So Abby was at negative 180 volume because of that return. And she bought her Shakeology, so she was still at negative 90. So we were scrambling last week to get her active to that 50 PV to be active. And she didn't have any customer orders going through because she didn't have leads, and she was signing people up as discount coaches to build their legs. And so I asked her if I could share this because I never really see an issue with it because I always have those leads coming in, and I don't think we always realize like how, yes, it's awesome to get 5 people signed up and it's awesome to get to Success Club 10, but to get those leads in that volume, that really is beneficial when you are looking at growing and advancing. And so even if you're a new coach, even if you're just starting out, if you're a veteran coach, this should be your goal every month, is to get to that 10, just because you get those paid leads and it just helps cushion your business and helps cushion your volume and everything. So not something I've ever run into before, and we were dealing with it, and now we know. So just a little public service announcement. So, all right. All right, moving on. Success Club points. Megan is at 4, Julie's at 2, and Leslie is at 2. So awesome for the 3rd of the month. I just checked it, so if you just had somebody enroll, I'm sorry that I missed you. Specials for May. I know this was posted in the group, but I wanted to go over them. Insanity Max 30 and Shakeology is on sale for $140. This is a huge drop. When it first came out, it was, I think they said like $180 was the sale price, so it really is at a really low price. The Insanity Max 30 Kickstart with Shakeology, that has the refresh with it, that's $180. And then Size and Shakeology is $140, and then the Size Kickstart is $180. So those are the specials. So like 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme are still $160. 22-minute Hard Corpse is $140, but it does not have the containers. So that's the only downfall with that, but it is at that $140 price. Hopefully you saw this in the page. I think most of you liked it, but here's kind of a game plan for the month of May. This call right here, this Wednesday night call, that's not happening anymore, and they changed that after I made the calendar, so you can just not worry about that anymore. But here are mainly our calls and like when we're having our challenge groups laid out. I know last night Heather said they're probably not going to run a group on this date, but unless we have absolutely nobody that wants one, I say, I mean, yes, it's Memorial Day, but this week will be preseason. So they're literally going to have one day where they're probably on holiday mode, and it's just the first day of preseason. So plus we'll have people that just started on May 2nd. They'll be ending right here, so they'll want to probably just roll on and continue. So yes, we might not have a lot of new coaches or new challengers in there, but we probably still will have one just because, I mean, that's just how it goes. So, but we will probably have one starting, what would that be, June 6th. So we'll have 2 challenge groups back to back, which is hard, but it's nice too, because then you're constantly having something that you can invite to. So this is also on the team page. So if you want to check back and check some dates on that. This was something Melanie had on her call last night, and I screenshotted it. I was going to share it in the group, but then I just decided to throw it in here to quickly go over. But this should be some of the things that are on your focus for May. And a lot of these revolve around those 3 vital behaviors. So we already set our challenge group dates. We have those down. Are you inviting 3 to 5 people, adding new contacts, posting daily, reading your personal development, being a product of the product, you know, what workout are you doing, what flavor Shakeology, hitting Success Club by the 15th, so you don't have to worry about it and stress about it, and you can focus on other things within your business, and then adding 2 new coaches to your team. So kind of talking and focusing on that, and I'll share that in the page too if you guys want to take that and kind of look over that. So, okay, any questions on any of that stuff I should say first. I kind of sped through that, but I tend to talk a lot, so try to get through that. All right, awesome. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Megan, and we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the inviting and the building relationships. And I asked Megan to talk about it because she told me today, she's like, I don't feel like I do it right, but she has a very different way that she goes about inviting and how she builds relationships, and it's very different than what I do. So I wanted her to share so you guys can get a different opinion or a different way of going about it and how it works for her. So Megan, I'm going to mute, and you may go ahead.
All right. Okay. So when I first started and I went through the coaching and I heard that I had to add new people and invite them to challenge groups and kind of start conversations with them, I was really, really hesitant, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not something I, am comfortable with. And it was hard enough for me to make a video, to post in the group. So that was something that I did struggle with. But I guess I found a way to go at it, and it's kind of the teacher in me, I guess, like the elementary, middle school teacher in me. But basically what I do is I go and I look for friends or people that I might have known, or we have friends of friends or something like that. And I usually add them, and then I kind of send them like, hey, thanks for adding me on Facebook. then I just kind of comment maybe about like their profile picture or like their family or, you know, something of that nature. And then I try to build a conversation with them. If it kind of just dies out, then maybe sometimes I kind of like put it into a different pile or a different group. But I really do try to build a relationship with people. And Brittany, I'm going to pick on you because you're in here. But when I first like added her, you know, I just started talking to her, and her and I just kind of hit it off. It sounds kind of weird, but it was just fun to talk to her, and we just found, you know, connections of like friends of friends, or I think we were talking about like my dog and, you know, just like different things. So I do try to like get personal with people. And then I just kind of like talk about like how my life's going, how I don't know, it's changed getting married and those kinds of things. And then I actually like throw in Beachbody, but I'm not like, hey, do you want to sign up for a challenge pack with me? I'm usually like, yeah, I've been doing this program, the 21-day fix. Have you heard about it? Like, I've been starting it from August, and I kind of share my story with them instead of, I don't know, just sending out like a cold invite to them. So I don't really know if it's the right way to do it, but for some people, it just really works with them to connect with them. And like I said with Brittany, like when I first started talking to her, I messaged her the next day and I was like, this is so weird, but like we totally connected and whatever else. And we just kind of hit it off and went from there, I guess. But some conversations, they're kind of hard because sometimes they do die, you know, like if you don't necessarily know the person or something of that nature, but it is just a different way to go about it. So like if you, like, let's say I add Kylie tomorrow or something, like I've heard of her. I played against her in high school for softball and sports and stuff. So I might bring up that like, hey, Kylie, like, how's it going? Like, do you remember me from high school? You know, just kind of like bringing that back and talking to them. But yeah, if it's a random person, I try to like look on their page really quick and see like, oh, they have a dog, and like kind of talk about that or just kind of make conversation, I guess. I hope that makes sense. So it's kind of a longer process, but I'm a talker and I love sharing and stuff. And so it just works for me. And being a teacher, like I've heard so many different stories, and I don't know, I just really like connecting with people. So that's kind of what I do. It's kind of all.
No, and that's good. And like you've always done that from day one. Like you've always been one that like connects with them, and like it obviously works for you. Like you said today, like sometimes it does get kind of draining, but you build those connections and then you have that relationship with them built up right away from the start, from that, whether they're adding as a challenger or as a new coach or those kind of things. So does anybody have any questions for Megan?
Megan?
Yeah.
So what way are you doing? Okay, so you're having that general conversation with them. In that general conversation, is that where you're kind of bringing up what program you're doing, or do you wait and message them back later about that?
Some people that I talk to on Facebook, I've actually been friends with them. So not everybody is people that I just started adding. I actually go back and like look you know, when you first started, you went through all of your Facebook friends, you know, and kind of went through that. But a lot of those people, I would just like comment and talk to them, and like they've seen me in high school, they saw me in college, and they're like, wow, you look great. What are you doing? You know, that kind of a thing. And so that does help because then you can be like, hey, I'm doing this and talk about it. But I think with Brittany, actually, even, and I'm picking on you because you're sitting here, I think with, you know, like that, we just started talking and we just, you know, kind of got into like our life and kind of, you know, just some things that we've been doing recently. And then I just kind of throw in like, you know, I've been doing this, you know, for the last like 10 months, and it's really changed my life and my perspective. And a lot of people are getting married and a lot of people are like engaged. And one of the things that someone had mentioned to me, that is when you start getting married and, you know, starting your new life together, make sure you make good routines and good rituals, because those will stick with you. And so that was just something that Erin and I promised each other, that we would spend time together. And so I kind of use, I don't know, that kind of aspect of it to bring into other people and just say like, hey, I'm super happy that you're getting married. Like, do you guys have, you know, I don't know, anything that you guys love to do now together? And I kind of throw it into conversation. I hope that makes sense. But because I mean, Erin didn't work out with me at first. And so at first I didn't have that to throw in and say like, yeah, I finally have my husband, working out with me and stuff. And so it's just fun to throw in the conversation. So.
Good. Anybody else have a question for Megan? Okay.
I just want to say, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for
I just
it.
want to say that the way you did go about it, Megan, it just really made me feel like you actually like cared about me as a person, and like it was really I don't know how to word it, but it made me feel like you got to know me and everything, and then you were actually offering this because you cared, not just throwing it at me. So that was I like how you do it. I'm not, so that was kind of cool.
About you.
Well, thanks.
Awesome. Okay. If you think of a question, we hopefully will have time at the end. But so I'm going to share a little bit with you about how kind of I have transformed the way that I invite and the way that I build my relationships. Mine's a little bit different than how Megan does it. And for me, like in October, when I really started like tracking how I was inviting and how I was building relationships, in October, I went through my entire friends list, and I had like a calendar. I just printed off a calendar sheet, and I went through my friends list and I wrote people down, and that was when I was going to invite them. So like I just went through my list. I wrote people down throughout the month of October. Then I added them to an interest list on Facebook, and I can show you how to do this later, but you basically like you make a separate list on Facebook. So when I click on it, like all those people come up. So like, for example, all of you coaches, I have you in an interest list, and I try to go through once a day and like go through and look at your content that you're posting and like it and provide value. So I add those people to an interest list. And then the way that I add value or the way that I build relationships is through liking and commenting on their posts. So I go through and I like them. If it's something related to like kids or, their spouse or something like that, like I will comment on it. And then I do that for, like in October, I did that, tried to a little bit, and then I would invite them. And those were people that I actually knew. So it wasn't as like awkward of a relation or as trying to connect with them because I already kind of knew them. It was just kind of adding that pre-content beforehand. So now I'm not through my whole friends list. Like I'm not through that warm market, but I'm to the point now after 9 months of doing this that now I add 5 to 10 new people a day. And I am always, always, always checking the mutual friends. Like before I click add friend, I'm looking. And if they are friends with anybody else on our team, anybody else that I know is a coach, I don't add them because I want to find people that don't have coaches, that don't know people that are coaching. So I'm always checking to see if they have mutual friends before I add them. And then after I add them, like I send an initial hey message. Like I'm like, hey, I'm not sure if we actually know each other, but I saw we had a few mutual friends, seem to have some stuff in common. Like I just want to say hi. Then I usually give them a compliment, and then I'm just like, it's nice to meet you. Yes, that might seem really scary and really awkward and really weird, but after doing it for a couple times, you just kind of get over it and you just send it. So sometimes when they respond to me, then we go back and forth and we build that relationship. We talk about kids, we talk about jobs, we talk about this and that. And if they don't respond to me, like again, I still add them to that interest list. So I'm going through these lists and I'm providing content and providing value, building that relationship, building that trust through them, through their Facebook and what they're posting. I also still add them to the calendar and I invite them 6 to 8 weeks later. So I'm not necessarily messaging them and building relationships, but I am adding value to their wall, like liking their stuff, commenting on their stuff. And a big thing I noticed too is that when I add these people and they do talk back to me and or I'm providing content or stuff on their wall, that if I continue to add content on my wall, like my healthy, my working out, my family stuff, like they tend to see it more often and they tend to interact with me more on my wall too, the more that I am interacting with them and providing that content on my wall. So that's kind of how we differ. Like Megan and I both put that emphasis on building relationships. She does a lot of hers behind the scenes with messaging, and that is just that she's good at that. She's good at that communication and that building relationships. And for me, it's more of I just go through and I like and I comment. And that is the way that I build those relationships with those people. And I think all of like the veteran coaches would agree that it really comes down to that content on your wall and providing things of value and things that are important to them, and that kind of thing. So I kind of ran through that really fast too, but one other side note I wanted to like let you guys know, this has really been working for me lately. If I invite them and somebody says no, then I'm always like, oh, that's fine. I understand. Do you care, or do you mind if I check back next month to see if it's a better time? And that's been working really well for me. So, because either they tell me, you know what, I'm actually really not interested at all. Please don't contact me again. And I'm like, awesome, sweet. Like, I just won't. Thanks for not wasting my time anymore. Or, they say, hey, I actually know somebody else that's a Beachbody coach, so I probably won't go with you. And I'm like, that's awesome. Thanks for telling me. Or they are like, yeah, next month would be better. Check back with me. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys when you're doing your checkbacks and stuff, that's something that's really been working for me. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. So that's all I got, you guys. So I don't know if anybody has any questions for me or more for Megan or just anything in general.
I just have something to add. I know you mentioned that you go through and like people's stuff and comment. That's something that I'm actually trying to do more of, just because of the fact that like people love to get their stuff liked. People love people to comment on them. And like you said before, the more they see you, like the more they're like, oh yeah, she actually does care about me or whatever and stuff. And then that's actually for some of you new coaches. If people are going through and liking your posts that you have, like go back through and like when I first started, I sent them messages like, hey, thanks for your love of my post. Like it means a lot that you're supporting me. And they kind of like build. And then some of them are like, oh yeah, I'd love to, do this with you. And like that kind of built a good conversation. So even just going back through your photos and like looking at your posts and stuff and see who likes everything. Cause you'll notice that you have people that are like slowly creeping on you and like really want to like ask you, but they're just kind of waiting for you to ask them. So that's one thing that I did notice.
I know I was kind of talking to Sam about this earlier today too, and to be honest, I can maybe tell you like maybe 5 people that have reached out to me about joining a challenge group and joining me with Beachbody. So 5 out of, however many people in 9 months. So it really does come down to just stepping out of your comfort zone and reaching out to those people. But yeah, Megan's 100% right. Like, if you notice that if you look back on a week, I usually try to look at my stuff a week at a time. And if you have somebody that's like liking your stuff they've liked every one of your posts for a week, yeah, they probably want you to reach out and say something. So.
I agree. That's been huge for me too. And that's kind of how I've been doing it, is watching the likes and stuff like that and just adding that value to other people. And I've had a few people that have just made the comment to me about, I'm watching your stuff. Thanks for the inspiration. At least if they're not ready for the group, at least they're getting some value out of what you're doing. That's keeping them interested. So those little words of wisdom coming from them is always a good boost in your energy and what you're doing for yourself too also.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, before we go any further, this is like the biggest group call we've ever had, and I love it. So I'm going to take a screenshot because this is going to go on Facebook. And so, but I'm telling you that I'm going to take a screenshot so you can smile. Like, usually people take a screenshot and your face is like, ah. So I'm telling you that I'm taking a screenshot. Okay, hang on. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're muted, Megan. We can't hear you.
Last time everyone was like looking over here and I was like looking over here and I looked like an idiot. So
see, at least I told you. Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions? We have about 3 minutes left. There's so many new faces on here. I'm so glad you guys jumped on.
Can I just say that Erin looks really creepy since she's like in the black and like you can just see like two little.
Her glasses.
I know. I'm trying really hard.
I thought you were a cat at first. I was like,
I know. I'm rocking, so like every now and then my glasses are like, no, sorry, a sleeping baby.
You know what? You know what we should do really quick? We got like 2.5 minutes, but we should just go around. Like, I know all of you, but you guys might not know everybody. So let's just go around really quick and just introduce yourself and just say hi. So after you start, because you're in the top.
Hi, my name's Abby.
I'm Kylie. Megan.
sorry, I'm Megan. Hi.
I'm Julie.
I think, hang on.
Here, I'm Erin.
Oh, there's Erin. I can see her face. Yeah, you want to go?
I'm Samantha.
Less than a minute.
I'm Shannon.
It's so nice to see your face in person. Not in person, but I don't know if Christy is on. We got our little wedding picture, pretty picture.
And I'm Leslie.
Leslie. And Brittany, right?
Yep, I'm Brittany.
Awesome. Well, it's probably going to cut off, but thank you so much for getting on. This was such an awesome call. Yeah, so we'll see you guys in the new coach training tomorrow, and I will post the stuff for the free group and stuff later on. Probably not tonight, but probably tomorrow I'll get after that. There's Christy. Hi. Just in time. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, thanks. Bye.